Oh yeah. We got a lot to talk about.
King Kong ain't got on me.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for human rights. The Los Angeles Civil, Human Rights and Equity Department, or LA Civil Rights for short, is focused on reducing bias and injustices while leveling the playing field. LA Civil Rights does this through equity and empowerment, the Office of Racial Equity, hate prevention, upward mobility programming, and youth programming. They convene commissions and advisory councils. The Civil, Human Rights and Equity Department of the City of Los Angeles is led by founding executive director Capri Maddox and is breaking new ground for municipal governance. LA Civil Rights oversees citywide initiatives, including the Renew program, LA Repair program, and the LA for All campaign. The LA Civil Rights Department believes that the goals of equity and inclusion for all people can be achieved through hard work and collective action. To get involved and be part of the solution, report a civil rights violation, or get more information, visit civilandhumanrights.lacity.org. That's civilandhumanrights.lacity.org or call 213-978-1845. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Racial arsonists set LA City Hall on fire. And everybody is running out of the building straight to KBLA Talk 1580.
I am pleased to welcome LA City Councilman Mike Bonin to this program. Councilman, how are you, sir?
Hello. Thank you, Tavis.
Councilmember Kern Price, good to have you on, sir. How are you today?
I'm well, Tavis. Thank you. Good to be with you and your listeners.
I am pleased to have LA City Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez on this program. How are you today, ma'am?
Good morning, Tavis.
Councilman O'Farrell, good to have you on, sir. How are you today?
Thank you so much, Tavis. So glad to join you this morning.
Councilman Koretz, welcome to this program, sir. How are you?
I'm honored to be on your show. Still in shock from the events of the last few days.
Marquise Harris Dawson, good morning.
Good morning, Dominique, and good morning to the KBLA family.
Councilmember Heather Hutt, good morning.
Good morning, Dominique.
I am pleased to welcome the new president of the LA City Council, Paul Kokoy. Mr. President, how are you, sir?
Good morning, Tavis. I'm well. Thank you very much.
Holding all politicians accountable to you. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Good morning and God bless. I'm Dominique DiPrima. The show is First Things First, my very first thing every day, no matter what month, what year, or what else is happening. Giving thanks, giving praises, and asking for blessings from the Most High, from, yes indeed, from God Almighty, asking for the blessings of the ancestors and the elders and getting it going. And getting it going, we shall. Hour 1, we do local, left coast, Golden State and all that. Hour 2, we go national, international, and beyond. Hour 3, we do a deep dive with a person of interest, expertise, or celebrity. Today is my friend. I mean, I shouldn't say it like that. It's not like we hang out and have drinks all the time, but we go way back. Money B from Digital Underground is going to be here with me in studio. So that means he'll be streaming on YouTube, which you can get to by youtube.com. And then just type in KBLA 1580. I am very happy to have in studio, live and in person, in 3D, labor organizer, longtime community activist. You know her from LA Black Labor Center, and hopefully you know her from KBLA. Sherri Bell, good morning.
Good morning, Dominique. Good morning, everybody. Happy Hump Day.
Yeah, it is Hump Day. And it feels especially humpy because, you know, it's holiday season right between the Thanksgiving and Xmas, Kwanzaa, New Year's. So It's kind of like, come on, work. It's not vacation yet.
Yes, still wrapping up one and then trying to figure out the next one.
Exactly. So how are you feeling? You know, I was wondering when I was coming in, I know you're happy about Mayor-elect Bass for sure, because I know you worked.
Whoa.
You were one of the people putting in work to get her elected.
Working with, you know, her and also Lola Smallwood Cuevas as well.
Right, another big victory for you, and for the Black Workers Center, because Lola Smallwood Cuevas, of course, was one of the founding members of that.
Right, and she's always been a policy advocate as well, and now she get to take that to Sacramento about equity and addressing disparities in the Black community, which means if you got to address disparities, you got to address them in our community. But wow, I was sweating bullets, because you know he put so much money, Caruso, into this campaign with the commercials and the $30 an hour paid canvassers that I heard about, and
which is unheard of, right? Most of us, when we go canvass, we do it for free,
right? Exactly.
As a volunteer. Now you're competing with a guy who's paying $30 an hour.
Yes, and I was like, you know, checking the Los Angeles poll website like every day to see like the updates, and she pulled it off in like a big way, and I'm so shocked. And you know, now we have Rex Richardson, we have Karen,
the mayor of Long Beach,
right?
Rex Richardson,
we have Lola,
African American,
we have like Sidney Kamlager in Congress, like we have all these Black political power. So you know, I'm expecting to see the Black New Deal. You know, let's go.
I love that. Let's do it. Now, you know, the reparations task force has apparently said something in the neighborhood of $220,000. It's really preliminary because their final report is in the summer, where they'll talk about what reparations should look like. Is it meant to be cash? Is it meant to be tax relief? Is it meant to be, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's different. It should be different things for different people.
To me, it should be all of the above.
Right.
All of the above.
Exactly.
But yeah, you're right. Look at your situation and you could choose. I love that. Yeah, that's a good idea.
My student loans, I would love for them to just poof.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right.
No doubt. I know. Yeah. And speaking of that, the Supreme Court they say they're going to rule against Biden's student loan relief, which, wow. I mean, it's like the U.S. Supreme Court, or as my dad used to call them, the extreme court. It's like they're trying to turn America against the Republican Party. Right? I mean, overturning Roe v. Wade now with this more case looking at, you know, giving all the power over voting to state legislatures rather than the courts, which is meant to turn it over to the election deniers.
Right.
And, you know, possibly overturning the student loans. Mm-hmm. Legalizing discrimination appears to be on their agenda with, you know, this LGBTQ plus case where they say, oh, well, you don't have to make a website for gay people. If y'all don't think you don't have to make a website for Black people, brown people, women, is next, you're not paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, these things they've been wanting to get done for a long time, you know, and they finally got somebody in to arrange the different courts throughout the United States and the Supreme Court to push this agenda. But when you look at what they're pushing, it really doesn't help anybody's everyday life. It's political theater to help advance their agenda, to distract you, right? Because it's everything that they're doing is it's just a distraction from the tax breaks, from the spending, from the real things that matter. So people fall for the okie doke with these distractions around things that don't even matter to them. Like, why does it matter who you marry or where you go to choose on your right to choose, right? And it's just the Republican Party has been good at latching on to these topics to get who they want in office. You know, they like they tried to do with Herschel Walker.
Yeah, I mean, I know that's not local, but it feels very local. It feels local everywhere. The fact that Warnock pulled that out.
Oh, my gosh.
It's just huge.
Well, we had people locally who traveled to Georgia to door knock. A lot of UFCW folks, Unite Here, these are local labor unions who traveled to Georgia. And, I mean, of course, you know, we know that Warnock can't put a lot of money into the election, but there was a lot of volunteers who door knocked to help spread the word and get him, you know, in office. So we got to give a shout out to our folks from L.A. who traveled to Georgia.
That's a great point. Not to mention, I mean, right, the money kept flowing from Cali, the celebrities. It helps to have Obama, but all of that, you know, doesn't guarantee a win.
That's right.
As Hillary Clinton found out.
Correct.
You know, so I think this is a huge victory for all 50 states.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sherri Bell is my partner in politics this morning, and I love to hear from you as well. 800-920-1580. It's KBLA Talk 1580. We are unapologetically, unmistakably, unabashedly progressive.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Congratulations to Trinity Unlimited Childcare for being KBLA Talk 1580's Office of the Week. Into your business today in the KBLA app or KBLA1580.com for the Office of the Week. Congratulations to Trinity Unlimited Childcare.
Where can you smell fresh pine from the curbside pickup line? Lowe's, actually. Explore the holiday fun and check off every gift on your list during Winterfest at Lowe's, where you can save $100 on a Blackstone 30-inch flat-top grill, now $299. Or your choice of a DeWalt 20-volt max brushless drill kit or impact driver kit for just $99. Experience all of the festivities of Winterfest now, only at Lowe's, home to any possibility. Offer valid through 12/21 while supplies last.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you more of what you love, like premium travel benefits and access to Taylor Swift tickets. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. Plus, get access to Taylor Swift The Eras Tour, presented by Capital One. Maybe I'll see you there. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Bring in the new year with Cat Williams. He's coming to Ontario in the Toyota Arena December 30th. And in Los Angeles in the Microsoft Theater December 31st.
I don't know what I'm going to do about this light bill. Just hit the blunt one time and see if it don't change your perception of what's important in your life. I don't know what I'm going to do about this life. Them lights. I got 12 candles. I've been waiting to burn them.
He's back with an all-new show. It's the award-winning comedian, Cat Williams.
Just so you knew they was lying, they said some next that don't even make mathematical sense. They said there's a chicken wing shortage, but we got plenty thighs.
Cat Williams with his special guests, Mark Curry, Tommy Davidson, Tony Roberts, Daphne Springs, and Pretty Ricky. In Ontario, get tickets at Ticketmaster. In Los Angeles at AXS.com. Bring in the new year with Cat Williams.
KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to announce a can't-miss community event.
It's a celebration.
Welcome home, Mayor-elect Karen Bass.
You gotta be kidding me.
On Saturday, December 10th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., Join KBLA Talk 1580 in Leimert Park at the intersection of Leimert and Vernon for this free public event as we celebrate Mayor-elect Bass's historic victory. There'll be live performances from Brian McKnight, Wapale, Club Nouveau, and more. There'll be food trucks and a diverse array of vendors, along with the attendance and participation from community leaders, elected officials, celebrities, business owners, and other notables. KBLA Talk 1580 will host Mayor-elect Bass on the main stage at 11 a.m. as we reflect on the importance of this moment and what it means for the Black community, women, and all Angelinos who believe in the limitless potential of our amazing city. We look forward to celebrating with Mayor-elect Karen Bass and you, Saturday, December 10th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the intersection of Leimert and Vernon.
It's a celebration.
This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
And I got a community call to action for you from KBLA Talk 1580. You should read this. Well, next time, because I didn't give you any warning. Anyway, if you want to be a vendor for our Welcome Home Mayor-elect Karen Bass event in historic Leimert Park, Saturday, December 10th, just email us, info@smileyAudiomedia.com. We'll get you all the details you need. That's info@smileyAudiomedia.com. It is all about how to join us. You can be a vendor, sell your stuff at our Welcome Home Mayor-elect Karen Bass event. It is going to be amazing. We've got entertainment. The mayor-elect will be there. It is Saturday in Leimert Park, Africatown, USA. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. So, yes, you are one of the people, Sherri Bell, that, I admire because you do the work. You don't just opine about what you wish would happen in our city, in our country. You actually go out and do the work. Yeah, and we were talking briefly about the situation with Senator Warnock. Mm-hmm. Now he's been elected for 6 years. Now he can exhale.
Wow, yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Because he was elected for the partial term, then he had to turn around and run for a primary, then he had to run for for the general election, and now he's in for Senate for a 6-year term.
Right, and that's really good. I mean, just far as like who he was running up against would have been a disaster.
Oh,
like somebody was like, could you just imagine hearing him talk and give speeches? I'm like, no, I could not. But I didn't realize Warnock was a pastor at the same church that Martin Luther King Jr. was a pastor at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was continuing in that legacy. So that's pretty interesting to see that going, and hopefully, his policies and practices, more like the radical king.
Yeah, you want the radical king.
I want the radical king.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. I mean, it's a big deal for Democrats just in terms of being able to get things done in the Senate.
Yes.
Which is important. I mean, it'd be nice if we could have got both houses of Congress. We didn't.
Yeah.
But at least that means they can confirm judges. They can get stuff out of committee. And it also means Vice President Kamala Harris doesn't have to be on standby every second to break a tie, which means she can actually be vice president.
Man, I'm looking forward to seeing that because, I would like to see her more visible, in actions and initiatives. So hopefully this will give us an opportunity to see, the kind of vice president she can be. So yeah, that's good.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if she's going to be more visible, Sherri, because I feel like she is charismatic.
Yeah.
She's super smart. She's photogenic. She's quick on her feet. Biden's planning to run in 2024, right? I don't think they want anything to take away from his light.
Oh, I see. She was his former opponent.
And even though she wouldn't run against him in 2024, you got this young, vibrant Black woman next to you. It doesn't make you look youthful and energetic.
Oh, wow.
And, that's the big question facing him. They try to tiptoe around it without being ageist, but the question is he too old to run for re-election?
Well, I mean, that's a real good point and probably a really valid question. I mean, but I'm like, what are our options?
Yeah.
You know, like who can beat, what's his name, DeSantis or
right,
whoever? Like
right.
who? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Gavin Newsom could. I mean,
It's funny. He says he's claiming he won't run in 2024. I guess we'll see. But I imagine he'd run in 2028. But what I'm thinking, from what the rumor mill says, the White House prefers Buttigieg, the transportation secretary, if they're not going to run, that they think he's more electable than the vice president. But, ain't that what black women always have to deal with? You are not electable enough. You are, you're too loud. You're too this. You're too that. You smile too much. You don't smile enough. You're angry. You giggle. It's whatever it is we're doing is the problem. So I don't think they're trying to increase her shine, not just for 2024, but for 2028.
I mean, it's crazy because I remember like the first lady who really doesn't have a job title, Michelle Obama, was way more visible than our current vice president. So I hope she pushed back. I know it's hard, but I don't know if he could fire her for like demanding, some presence. I don't know.
He could get a different vice presidential running mate in 2024. I don't think he would fire her. I don't see either of those things happening because the backlash from the black community if he dumped Kamala Harris would be insane.
Right.
But what they can do is diminish her portfolio, keep her light low so she doesn't outshine people. And that's what I think is happening. Look, the vice president is not a high-profile job anyway,
Right. That's correct.
Although Biden was more high-profile under Obama.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what it is. It's like sabotage or something going on with her PR and things of that nature.
I think that's right. I don't think that's a mistake. I think that is intentional. That said, the vice president will be in town to swear in Mayor-elect Karen Bass on Sunday. So that'll be want to talk about black girl magic.
Man, that is something else. And it is really good to see people getting opportunities in leadership, to make decisions, to have influence. And it's really good for younger people to see because, like, it was this phrase, like, if you can't be what you can't see. So if these folks, if coming up in college, in elementary school, seeing these kind of images, I think is just awesome. But I always ask, what does it mean to be a black politician? Right? Because because I think like as a black person, when I see somebody getting black politics, we have this notion that, oh, wow, they're about to lead with empathy and change all the things or address the things that we are oppressed by. And I would hope that in this new wave in 2022, 2023, and so on, that all these folks lead with that empathy of knowing what it's like to be oppressed and champion policies to address it. So we'll see. And we got to hold them accountable. That's the thing. Organizing the community, that's what I've done. That's what I continue to do. And, when you're a political person in office, you have lobbyists with money in one ear, and the community needs to be right there in the other.
In the other, it's a good point, and we always don't know what we don't know, right? We don't know what the pushback is. We don't know what the obstacles are. That's not to be an excuse. It's actually really to confirm what you just said, which is that we also have to be a voice.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, we got a couple minutes before news, traffic, and sports. And we were talking yesterday with Dr. David Horn about Kevin De Leon. He thinks he's going to serve out his full term, the disgraced racist council member. Dr. Horn is a political science professor, but they only need 25,000 signatures to get a recall on the ballot. And I'm hearing what I'm reading here is that signatures will begin to be collected toward the end of this month, and they'll have 90 days, I think it is, or maybe it's 120 days to get all of those signatures to get 120 days to get that on the ballot.
I mean, I think they'll get the signatures, no doubt. I'm just like kind of annoyed that it's going to cost like money to do this recall.
Millions,
money that could have been going to a lot more important things, all because Kevin De Leon doesn't want to lose a paycheck. That's really what it boils down to. Like the income coming in, if he resigns, he's not going to have a job anymore. And I think he's really at the core thinking about his own needs rather than the needs of his constituents who actually called for his resignation. So that's pretty much what's going on here. And but yeah, he will get recalled.
You know, I like the way you put that. I've been trying to explain it because he keeps saying, oh, it would be easier for me to step down. You mean it would be easier for you not to have a paycheck? Really? Right. I don't think so. Right. But I mean, you said it. I think you said it really well. He's holding on to a check.
Yep.
He doesn't give a rat's behind about the city of L.A., his district, you or me. He is holding on to a check. Yep. And if he can hold on to it, we, the taxpayers, will be paying $200,000+ a year for the next 2 years because his term doesn't end until 2024.
Oh, wow. That's like almost $500,000.
Yeah.
Plus probably the perks.
Right. Right. The benefits, the perks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, it's $500,000 for a completely useless council member. We've got news, traffic, and sports, then more conversation. You know what we do. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Good morning. I'm Ree Harris, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Democratic Senator Rafael Warnock is the projected winner of the Georgia runoff election. Warnock defeated Republican Herschel Walker for the last seat up for grabs in the United States Senate.
The best thing I've ever done in my whole entire life is run for the Senate seat right here.
The Black Information Network news team followed the election all night long as each vote was counted in the Peach State. In his victory speech, Warnock said his mother grew up in Waycross, Georgia, picking somebody else's cotton and somebody else's tobacco.
Voting is faith put into action. And Georgia, you have been praying with your lips and your legs.
His victory gives the Democrats a 51-seat majority in the Senate. And that's the latest. I'm Ree Harris on the Black Information Network.
Dell's Days of Deals start now with savings on select XPS laptops and Alienware PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors, plus savings on accessories and free shipping. Call 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Is this the time? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Cleveland beat the Lakers by 14 to snap the Lakers' 3-game winning streak. The Cavs got a break when Anthony Davis left the game late in the first quarter with flu symptoms and did not return. Donovan Mitchell scored 17 of his 43 points in the fourth quarter to carry the Cavs. LeBron had 21 points and a season-high 17 rebounds. The Clippers are in Orlando tonight. The Rams were the only NFL team to claim quarterback Baker Mayfield off waivers. Mayfield was cut by Carolina on Monday. Mayfield has struggled since coming into the league as the number 1 pick in the 2018 draft. The Rams hope he can learn enough of the offense to play a few snaps Thursday night against the Raiders. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. This sports report was brought to you by MVP Accident Attorneys. When it comes to your settlement, we're a slam dunk. Call 833-MVP-WINS or check their website at themvp.com for a free case review.
When you're the victim of a car accident, hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for your free consultation.
Call on me, your MVP.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
The Institute for Diversity Certification is all about the 3 Ds: dedication, determination, and discipline. Learn more about our globally recognized diversity certification program today by calling 1-800-983-6192. Again, 1-800-983-6192, or visit diversitycertification.org. As the #1 organization for certified diversity professionals and also certified diversity executive credentials, diversitycertification.org will provide an opportunity for you to demonstrate dedication to the field, determination to make progress, and more discipline to your process. Go today and learn more about the diversity certification system. Call 1-800-983-6192. Again, 1-800-983-6192. Or go to diversitycertification.org. That's diversitycertification.org. The standard of excellence, equity, diversity, and inclusion.
Over 100 million people around the world have felt the thrill of Broadway's most spectacular musical, Disney's The Lion King. And now you can too. Experience this breathtaking theatrical event and see why the New York Times declares there is simply nothing else like it.
Give the gift that roars at the Pantages Theater, February 2nd through March 26th. Visit BroadwayInHollywood.com.
KBLA Talk 1580 wishes you a happy holiday and wants to bless you with one night only. A Wonder Winter's Night presented by Stevie Wonder's House Full of Toys benefit concert. Saturday, December 17th at Microsoft Theater. Download the KBLA Talk 1580.com mobile app to enter to win a pair of tickets. This has been a community call to action brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580. Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
I do appreciate you. Sherri Bell's here. I can't resist asking her all these questions because she's a community organizer, a labor organizer, and just wrapping up the situation with Kevin De Leon, the disgraced city council member. I do believe that we will push him out. He thinks that he's going to stay till 2024 and get that $500,000 that you were talking about. I don't think so. They'll start collecting signatures at the end of the month. The only catch here is that only people in his district can sign that petition.
That's what I was going to think of. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a little organizing, perhaps.
Right. I mean, in the real number is 21,000, but you always figured some of those votes are going to be thrown out, some of those signatures, because some of the people that from outside of his district will sign just because they want to.
Right.
But it won't count. Okay, speaking of labor, we've got a UC strike. A possible UTLA strike pending, right? They've been out rallying. And I guess they just averted one in the Valley. So how do you see this climate? I mean, I feel like the teachers, like we just completed a strike, but maybe that's time flying. The UC workers were marching in Sacramento. A lot of people showed up to that. And to me, the fact that they expect graduate students who are doing research, running classes, grading papers, and all the other stuff that they do to survive on $24K a year in LA, or pretty much anywhere in California, is just ridiculous.
Yeah, so this is like this whole... It's a scam sham. So when you think about the UC system, like UCLA is one of the largest employers in California, well, at least in Los Angeles, I should say, right? You have these people who are on strike. They're responsible for like 20, 40 students. Each of these students are paying tuition. If they're international, they're paying higher tuition. So you have like these people who are responsible for these students' careers, getting their degrees. They have such a vital and important role in your whole, like you wouldn't have a school if you didn't have the staff. And the tuition is going up each year, but the wages are not.
Yeah.
So they're just recreating and widening the wealth gap, which is horrible. But I bet the provost and the people at the top, the president, salary is going up. And I don't understand this corporate model where you have these things happening. An educational institution should not be ran like a corporation where the CEO is making 10, 20 times more than the people who are on the ground making the work happen. And they have the money to give the raise. They have the money. If they saying they don't have it, they need to find it. They need to. These jobs should not be paying like what they should have been making back in the day. Like you said, everything's going up, but the wages, and that doesn't make logically any sense. So I really hope that the UCs do the right thing. I don't understand why they're saying they cannot do it. I'm pretty sure the people who are on the ground doing the work are not making unreasonable demands. They're making reasonable demands. And if you can't afford to pay these people, maybe you should limit the amount of students you admit. Right.
Right, or change your model. I mean,
Yeah.
I think your point about the corporate model is really good, because that's kind of like the whole problem with the United States education system, higher education. I mean, it's unaffordable for most people.
Correct.
And why is that? It didn't used to be that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? And even in, in our lifetimes, when I went to college, I went to a state university and you could afford it. It wasn't, I didn't have a bunch of family support. I actually didn't have any, but we could afford it.
Right.
Now, even just a state university is going to cost a bundle. What is making the prices go up? And I think it's exactly what you said. It's salaries. Why do we need all these administrators? Why do we need all these consultants?
Top heavy.
It's top heavy. It's top heavy. So the ones that are doing the work to, grade the papers and proctor the exams, they're barely scraping by.
Right.
But these administrators are making $300,000, $400,000, and $500,000 a year, and there's a whole bunch of them. And there's consultants, and there's all of this stuff that, to me, it's extra.
Way extra, way corporate-y. And I'm pretty sure the students are disgusted as well. Right, to know that their beloved teachers and staff are like barely getting by. Like as a student, I would expect the person who has such great responsibility to be compensated for the work that they do. And that's
and it's leaving students in a really jacked up situation, because they've got to decide, do I cross a picket line to try to complete my finals, or stand with my, my teachers, with these grad students, and maybe fail, or my GPA goes down, because it is finals right now.
They should not be put in that position. And that's just how it is. This is not the first university strike, right? This is a UC one. I remember a few years ago there was a Cal State strike.
Oh yeah, they're happening all across the country. Yale, is having these discussions. I'm not sure where they are. My sister teaches at an Ivy League school back east. They were going through it over the summer. So this is a problem, apparently, which is, I think, exactly, you just put your finger on it, the corporatization of higher education in this country, which leaves, as most corporations, the workers at the bottom. But if we are complaining all the time about how we can't compete with other countries, then we've got to find a way to make education affordable so that our, population has the tools they need to compete with other nations.
Yeah, this is a whole nother angle on educational reform that needs to be underway. I'm not trying to say there's not people out there fighting this good fight, but this is a epidemic, and I mean, if we could get it under wraps here, hopefully, it can change. But it really is about corporate greed. They're not going to change.
But now with UTLA, you're talking about high school and elementary school. You're not talking about higher education. Well, okay, and I support the teachers. I do think they should have, wage raises, even though LA teachers make more than teachers anywhere else, but LA costs more than just about anywhere else. I don't know if that's anywhere else. There may be some municipalities, but from what I've seen, LA teachers are at the top of the pay scale, but they have to live in LA, which is expensive.
Yep.
I do think class sizes should be smaller. That makes an impact, and that's the education that wealthy kids get at parochial schools and independent private schools. But I always have this feeling like we're asking these low-income families and their children to stand with the teachers, and there's not enough consideration given to those low-income families and their children and their needs. And I know that the teachers are saying, well, we're lobbying for smaller class sizes. But all of these teachers are in a union. They're making way more than most of the parents of those children that they're serving, even if those parents even have children. If they're, a lot of them will be in foster care system or unhoused or whatever their situations are. So I guess my challenge to the teachers union is, how do you protect those kids right now and every time you go out on strike?
Yeah.
And I know they're going to say, well, we lobby for smaller class sizes. Okay, that's good, but that's not enough. How are you protecting the low-income folks who are not faring as well as you do in your unionized job, and you're asking them to make sacrifices for you? What sacrifices are you making for them, and how do we build that into these labor actions?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, I was remember when I was in the 3rd grade and seeing my teachers on a picket line and feeling like conflicted. We had substitutes, and this was back in like 1989. So this is like nothing new. But yeah, there should be some kind of strategy to have some folks stay behind and not have everybody out.
Or some way support those families if they are out. If they're going to not cross your picket line, how are you supporting them in return? Right. And I feel like there has to be something, because this is an issue, especially when in a lot of these communities you have predominantly white teacher workforces, and you've got predominantly BIPOC people in those schools, and you're making more than they are, and you're saying, okay, poor people, make a sacrifice for us.
Right. Yeah, it's just tough, because it's like we pass all these ballot initiatives for taxes to go to education, and we have federal funding for education. And it's like we have all this money at the top, and people that are in charge of allocating the funds. Property tax revenue, that proposition failed. That could have got revenue to our local schools.
Yeah.
So, and that who did that? That NAACP lady. She, remember the commercial? I think it was Prop 15 to overturn Prop 13 could have helped a lot of our local schools. So there's a.
Oh, you're talking about Huffman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she stepped down, but after she got her money. But
well, so she stood against that. That was
right,
and that wasn't like a national NAACP move. That was her and her
consultant firm or her company that was hired, and you had the local black barbershop owner on the TV saying how he gonna go out of business if they raise his taxes. So that ballot initiative could have helped,
but they wouldn't have raised his taxes, because that wasn't how that
exactly.
That wasn't actually the truth of that. That's what I hate about these ballot initiatives, is the commercials lie to you and confuse you.
Yes, they do, and they cause a lot more problems than they solve with these things, the ballot initiatives. But yeah, we gotta find the money, man. The money is there somewhere. I know it is. We did prop this, prop that, the lottery money. Where is the money?
The lottery money is like a drop in the bucket. When you look at the size of the California school, even the LA school. I mean, I guess we are getting the money, but the money is like tiny compared to the giant number. California is a nation practically. So we got a lot of people. All right. I see you, Miles. He's going like this. That means it's time for you to stop talking for a second. Sherri Bell is here, and we do have a lot to talk about. COVID is up. And also want to get your take on this thing about the oil wells, because I think this is not getting as many mentions as it should. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
Courage is contagious. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
3 Bay Area counties have black women chief prosecutors. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. Civil rights attorney Pamela Price made history when she was elected Alameda County's first African-American district attorney. Price joins 2 other black women, Contra Costa County DA Diana Becton and San Francisco DA Brooke Jenkins, holding the same office in their Bay Area counties. Price is the 5th black woman to be elected district attorney in California. Former DAs on the list are Vice President Kamala Harris, who was San Francisco's DA from 2004 to 2010, and Jackie Lacey, who was Los Angeles County's DA for 2 terms from 2012 to 2020. KBLA listeners, what are your thoughts on these offices being held by black women? Let us know on all social media platforms at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
At the Strategy Center, we have a lot to celebrate. Join us Saturday, December 17th, 12 noon to 4 p.m. for our annual holiday block party at Strategy in Seoul, located at 3546 Martin Luther King Boulevard, Los Angeles 90008 on King Boulevard, 1 block east of Crenshaw. Featuring food from Earl's on Crenshaw, Afro-Cuban drumming with Richard Marquez, and ornament making for kids of all ages, and more activities for children. Help us celebrate 33 years of fighting anti-black policies in LA. We want free public transportation for everyone in LA, and 50% of all public and private jobs set aside for black applicants. Did I mention a live DJ and karaoke? You do not want to miss this. Join us on December 17th from 12 to 4 p.m. at Strategy in Seoul, 3546 West Martin Luther King Boulevard. Visit our website for more information and RSVP to www.thestrategycenter.org.
When you're the victim of a car accident, who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MVP Accident Attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call on me, your MVP.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
Less BS per broadcast. Fewer microaggressions per megawatt. KBLA Talk 1580.
Sherri Bell is my partner in politics this morning. Hey, what's your social media stuff? I say that even though I follow you on everything. Well, I follow you on Instagram. I'm pretty sure I follow you on Twitter.
Right. So on Instagram, you can reach me at Sherri de-la-ghetto. I'm going to make it public. Because now you got a request to follow me. So I'm going to just open it up and you can follow me. And I'm going to try to post things. So
I see you posting things.
Yeah.
But you mean like prolific posters.
Yeah.
Like, I think they say you're supposed to post like 4 times a day or 10 times a day or whatever. Who has time for that?
Right. Yeah. Just maybe a little bit of content. Just a little content for you.
Yeah. Well, hey, you can have all the pictures of you at KBLA. We got a lot of those.
There we go. Let's start with that.
You're on YouTube right now. Ooh. Go get that content.
Oh my gosh.
How are you feeling about the LA County Sheriff's race? Robert Luna, of course, is the new sheriff. He was sworn in over the weekend and took office on Monday. And he has appointed April Tardy, who is his interim undersheriff. I guess she's not interim anymore because now that he's the actual sheriff, she now becomes the undersheriff. She's the first woman to be in that position, but also she's African American. And so some of the criticism of Luna coming out of Long Beach was that, he didn't appoint enough black folks or didn't promote enough black folks. So it seems like he's coming out the box, on some Biden, like, my vice president. Does that impress you? Does it make a difference? What do you think?
I mean, it doesn't hurt, right? Right? I mean, it doesn't hurt, if it's for pressure, if it's not for pressure, a black woman got a job, right? And so, we'll see. I think it shows some type of effort to address the concerns of the community. So, he is a sheriff. He is, slave catching roots in the sheriff department. So we can't, it's not like we're going to expect much from them, but hopefully, people will lead with good values and not with like gang mentality, So yeah, I think it's a good effort, a good faith effort to show some initiative to address like the criticism that he faced, and hopefully this woman, I don't know much about her, but hopefully
I don't either. Yeah. She's been there 28 years in the sheriff's department. One thing that we know for sure, in his swearing in speech, he did say we need to get rid of sheriff's gangs, deputy gangs. That's a huge step from pretending they don't exist.
Yeah.
And he has already met with the Inspector General, Max Huntsman. So he's at least so far appears to be making good on his promises that he will comply with oversight. It's a low bar, but it's a start. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to join us in celebrating the season of giving by being part of the solution. As we enjoy great food, family, warmth, and well wishes in whatever our festive tradition may be, we share the beauty of the season by reaching out to the less fortunate. Please help us to help others with the KBLA Cover the Houseless Cozy Community Coat and Blanket Drive. All you have to do is drop off new or clean, gently used winter coats and blankets in the KBLA lobby during business hours, now through December 20th. All of the coats and blankets will be donated to unsheltered individuals and families experiencing houselessness. Simply bring your donation to 4434 Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles, near Vernon Avenue, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays. That's 4434 Crenshaw in historic Leimert Park. During the holidays and every day, let's remember, we keep us safe. We keep us warm. We are the safety net, and together we can cover the unsheltered. Get caught up in the spirit of the season, the spirit of love. Make a difference with your friends at KBLA Talk 1580.
At Cedars-Sinai, we're honored to be named the #1 hospital in California and the #2 hospital in the nation in U.S. News & World Report's Best Hospitals Honor Roll. We're also proud to be named #1 in 6 specialties in Los Angeles. Thank you to our physicians, nurses, academic leaders, and thousands of other team members who bring their best to Cedars-Sinai every day. Learn more about our top-ranked care at cedars-sinai.org.
Health is Wealth and Medicare and Covered California's open enrollment for medical insurance is here. RHJ Insurance Agency can help you find affordable rates and the plan that's just right for you and your family. Call 562-204-6120 for your free quote. Don't leave your health to chance. Open enrollment is here and affordable coverage is just a phone call away. Call 562-204-6120 for your free quote and get the coverage you need. Go to www.rhjins.com.
Geico presents Daily Affirmations. Repeat after me. We are filled with an abundance of joy.
We are filled with an abundance of joy.
Also an abundance of questions. Good thing Geico has 24/7 claim service to help answer questions and resolve claims quickly.
Good thing Geico has 24/7 claim service.
We are also filled with an abundance of biscuits.
We are also filled with I don't think it works this way.
Oh, and jam. Don't forget jam.
To manifest more Geico in your life, go to geico.com.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
Loves be winning, love stays winning. Over here, Sherri Bell is with me, and we are unpacking a lot of things going on around here locally. You know, and also celebrating the victory of Rafael Warnock over Herschel Walker. Yeah. That would have been a train wreck, a near miss. Here in L.A., we have actually, in the end, it wasn't at all a close race for mayor.
Man, it was. Oh, for the mayor. Oh, yeah. The mayor, the lead kept widening and widening.
Yeah, it's like 10 points.
And that goes to show you the power of the people, man. Money definitely, it shouldn't cost this much money to be a politician. They shouldn't make it so hard for an impassionate, person to run with, you got to make so much money. But this shows that she only had 9 versus 100 million. But people like you and me, people who care, who want to help make a difference, volunteering and stuff. Just like with the Obama campaign, people shouldn't underestimate their power as an individual, because a lot of people do, and that's why they don't vote.
I think that's a great point, and I hope that L.A. defeating 105 million, which is actually more than anyone's ever spent on a mayoral race in the history of the United States, even more than Bloomberg spent in New York.
Wow.
About $1 million more than Bloomberg spent in New York. But Bass still wins by 10 points. And then Georgia, right? Where even though, they could say, well, the Republican Party could have done more. Yeah, maybe they could have. But still, they spent money. Mm-hmm. This is a hand-picked candidate by Trump, and they still lost. So I hope this is going to affirm for people that your vote does make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I don't know. It's a lot of times it's us that run around saying, oh, it's all the same. Why does it matter if I vote?
Right. Or find reasons not to vote. But you can see how close some of these elections have been, and you can see how the people have made a difference.
Yeah. The school district, the LA school district, we both have school kids, and we don't have much time here, just about a minute and a half. There's students, a lot of students are still struggling, right, to come out of that. Distance learning was really rough. And they were supposed to have be offering extra school days, but apparently no one's signing up. And it was, because it's supposed to happen during winter break. Does that worry you or no?
I mean, no. I mean, they should have probably figured out a different way to address that than children being happy about giving up their vacation time or their time away, being in school all day. I mean, like, it'd be great in a perfect world that would have happened, but that might not have been the best approach. Maybe to probably work it into the regular semester, maybe on the weekends or something.
Yeah. I mean, I was a proponent of tacking extra days on at the end of the school year. Teachers Union didn't like that. That's an example of what I'm talking about. I felt like they could have flexed there. Because to me, kids need a break. You can't just say work through your vacation.
Correct. That's like their job. Like, we have a 9-to-5. School is their job. We expect them to, go to school and do well, right? And so you don't want to burn people out, and, like, you want self-care and take a mental break. But yeah, who would want to do that? Being forced to. So yeah, that. And then I think, if people want to be consulted and approved, not just demanded to,
There's an idea. Consult the students.
Right.
How about that? I love it. Well, Sherri Bell, thank you so much for being in here with me this morning. It's always great to see you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always fun to be here, so I appreciate it.
We got news, traffic, sports, and it's time for you to call me. KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
Good morning, I'm Ree Harris, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Democratic Senator